from scrimpingmommy.co.uk. Today I've got an oldie but goodie project for you. Craft fair season's coming up, so I'm going to start and make a few projects for craft fairs. So we're making a desk stationery holder. And we're starting with a piece of petal pink DSP, and this, not DSP, cardstock, and this measures 5 3/4 by 12 inches. So you can get 2 of these from one sheet of 12 by 12. I buy the 12 by 12s in multi-packs, and I've got the subtles because that's the one I mostly use. So we start on the short side. Okay, and we're going to score first of all at 1/2 inch. Oops, it's moved, just hold it firmly. 1/2 inch, it's quite a long piece. 1 inch. I'll leave all the measurements on my blog at scrimpingmommy.co.uk, but by no means is it anything amazing. I just fancied having a go. So we've got 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4 3/4, and 5 1/4. And these are super quick to make once you get going. You'll be knocking these out for your craft fairs in no time at all. Turn it on the long side, score at 2, 2 1/2, 6, 9 1/2, 10 1/2, and 11 1/2. Okay, so we can remove our scoreboard now. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold and burnish all of these. But first of all, this skinny one here that you've got here is what's going to attach everything together. So at the opposite end, I've got mine on my left. This bottom rectangle and small score line wants folding up like that. We fold and burnish those. Okay, and then the next one wants folding back. Okay, and then the next one wants folding in, and then folding back on itself, and then folding back on itself. Okay, so at the bottom you've got that shape, and there you've got that shape. So this is going to hold our stationery. That's the back of the stand, that's the bottom. These two little valley mountain folds are going to, for it to stand on, and then this attaches it all together. Okay, so that's quite straightforward. Alright, so first thing we want to do is folding and burnishing all of these score lines. Some are folded the opposite way to which they've been scored. Just how it is. If you want to flip it over and score it on the right side for cutting, then you do that. I'm actually not that fussed. It doesn't matter. Okay, life's way too short to worry about that. Okay, so on this section here, so with skinny one at the top, and we're working on this one here, which is the pocket. I want it that way. Okay, so that's the pocket. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut into these 2 small tiny sections, 2 tiny squares. So we're cutting up to the second score line there, and we're going to cut the first little square away. We don't need it. You could cut them all away, but I'm keeping them for sturdiness. I'm just going to trim away that bulky score line there, look. Alright, and this way as well. So up to the second score line, and then take one of the squares away. I'm just going to trim out that bulky score line. Alright, and then you've got these 2 rectangles here. We're just going to notch, and we're going to just gently notch those ones there. Alright, so what we do now is we fold those little squares in, and I'm going to add some tear tape. You can totally and utterly remove them if you want. I want it to be nice and sturdy, so I'm keeping mine in. Okay. And then we're going to fold. You've got your 2 narrow score lines there. The outer one needs tear tape on. Okay. And there and there. And then, so that's going to go like that. It's going to go like that. So then the skinny one here, you want to fold in and you want some tear tape on the inside long rectangle there. And what we're actually going to do now is we're going to cut all of this away at each side where you've got these 2 lots of skinny score lines all the way down. We don't need any of that, so you can cut that away. Now if you want, you can use your trimmer. I think it's just as quick to cut it with scissors, if I'm honest. That's that one cut away, and then we'll cut this side away. Super easy. You know, you could make these, have them stored flat and attach the bottom on, even attach the flaps on when you're ready, you know, make them in bulk. If you do your craft fairs, these are going to sell. I would advise that you wrap them in cello bags to make them look like a gift. You know, just as you can get plain cello wrapping and just wrap it round, or you can get cello bags, add a bow, make it look pretty, and you know, so that your crafty goods look more attractive on the stall. Always go that extra mile, because you know there's lots of competition out there. The way that you're gonna shine is by making that extra effort. People will pay a couple of pence more to make up for the fact that you've put it in wrapping, if it looks better. Trust me, they will. They'll pay for it if it looks better than somebody else that hasn't made as much effort. I know I would. So I'm just constructing this front part, which is a little bit like a box shape. Super easy. Just remove the tabs, put the little tabs inside the box, and then attach the sides. Line it up carefully before you commit to pressing. There we go. The devil's in the details, so do make an effort to get that lined up nicely. Give it a good press with your bone folder. Okay. And I'm just going to leave it. Am I going to leave it flat a minute? I'm going to leave it flat a minute because I'm just going to cover just the front part. I'm not going to cover the rest with paper. The reason being, you're not going to see an awful lot of it once the contents are in, but we're going to cover this. And I'm using the beautiful, this is Perennial Essence. I think I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to try and get this busy part here. So this needs to be, let's have a look what size it needs to be. It needs to be 3 5/8 by 1 7/8. So 3 5/8 by 1 7/8. Right, so 1 7/8 is the depth, so that's there. I want to try and home in on this little bit of fancy here. Okay, so 1 7/8 by 3 5/8 is there. Okay, let's just move that a minute, and I can layer that on my stationery desktop stationery holder. That's what we're calling it. You know, and you can put what you want in there. Post-it notes, calendars. You can add a little pocket on the back when it's all constructed, a little pocket on the back. Or you could add one of those little Tempe paper calendars. Put a little pocket, add a little card, business card. Put your details on the back. Whatever you want. Okay, so I've done that. So now I can take the tape off of there, and I'm going to join that up there. I want it to be nice. And then this little gusset here obviously folds in like so to help you stand it up on your desk. Okay, reinforce those creases so it stands nicely. Alright, so that's the basic gist of it. There you go. And then what you do from there on is totally and utterly up to you. So this is what I'm doing. Okay, so I've got some post-it notes and I've got this little jotter. And I've got locally. You can pick these up anywhere. Have a look on Amazon, have a look on eBay, have a look in your local pound shops. This measures, I think it's about 3 1/4. 3 3/4, I beg your pardon. It's just short of 4 inches by 3 1/2. Alright? Roughly speaking. So I'm going to but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover that just to make it look prettier so it all matches. So 3 1/4 by 3 5/8. 3 1/4 by 3 5/8. 3 1/4 by 3 5/8. So it's 3 5/8 the height. 3 5/8 is the height. So 3 5/8 is there. By 3 1/4 is there. Okay. Let me just move that out of the way. Let me just check that fits. And that will just fit nicely on there, like so. Okay. So I'm just going to add some glue. I'm not going to mess about taking the original cover off. I'm just going to decorate over the top of it. And this is how you save time when you're making in bulk for craft fairs. That's all attached. It's all nice. It's giving us a base. We can just stick that DSP right on over the top. You can use whatever adhesive you like. I'm using wet glue so that I can get that on there nice and straight, and I've got some wiggle room. Alright, give that a chance to dry, leave that there. Post-it notes, let's have a look. What are these, 3 by 3? Yes, so I want a piece of paper that measures 3 inches wide by about 4 inches long, I reckon. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is put a thin line of tear tape on the top, like so. Take that off. Line up my post-it notes on the bottom, like that, just leaving a tiny gap, centralise it, and then I'm just going to lift that DSP over. I'm going to score it with my finger, score the back with my finger and just press it on. And there we go, we're done. No messing about. And we're going to bob the little notebook in there. And then we've got the post-it notes as well. Now you can add a little pen. I've looked in my stash and I'm short of little pens. This is quite a small one. You could put your larger pens in. You know, you can add what you like. Add a few pens. That one looks quite nice. That Stampin' Up one there, look. Yeah. Alright. So there we go. But we're not done because we just want to decorate it because we want ours to stand out at the craft fair. So I'm going to just do a little bit of stamping. I'm using some scrap card from what I was playing with earlier. Floral essence. I'm going to stamp a flower and I'm going to make a little paper clip. So I'm using Blackberry Bliss because I know that that colour is in my DSP. Okay, and I'm just going to really quickly, I've made a bit of a mullock of my block there, but never mind. One there and one there. Alright, let's move that out the way. Before I stick my elbow in it, and then all I've got to do is punch those out. Again, you can make these en masse. Super easy for your craft fairs. There's actually nothing easier. It's just ridiculous easy. It's ridiculous easy. But you know, crafting doesn't have to be difficult. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Do what's popular, do what people like, and you really can't go wrong. So I'm just going to Just give those a bit of shape. Bend them petals up. Bit of shape like that. Alright. And then I should have some dimensionals here. And I'll put one in the middle of there. And layer my flower up. By adding the dimensional in the middle instead of just gluing it, it's just giving a bit more depth to that flower. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to, now you can either hot glue these or you could add a little punched circle on the back. In fact, I might just do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just layering up 2 dimensionals first. Okay, I want a little circle on the back of there. Let me see if I can just find a circle punch. Is that one going to be too small? Let me have a look. That one's too small. I'm going to have to use one of my retired ones. So this is a 1/4 inch, 3/4 inch. But I mean, you don't have to have a punch. You can just cut a little square. Doesn't matter. Use what you've got. Right, so I've taken my dimensional off of there. I'm going to slip that over the top and pull it down. And then that should give that a press, and that will hold on there like so. Okay. As I say, if you want it more sturdy, you can use a glue gun or whatever, and then you can add your little paper clip there, and you could put a little sentiment, and don't forget you could add a calendar on the back. So there you go, there's your little desk tidy. Boom, you're good to go. Wrap it in some cello, tie a lovely bow on the top, and sell them all day long on your craft fairs. Also make great teacher gifts, great swaps, team gifts, just for fun. Make one for yourself. Why not? They're easy enough to do. Go and have some fun. I'll leave all the details, all the measurements, everything over on my blog at scrimpingmommy.co.uk. Thanks for watching. Bye.